Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to save some seeds from tomatoes. Um, I really like tomatoes. My husband hates them. And look at these really cool ones. See those dimples? These are supposed to be red grape tomatoes. But as you can see, they all have these weird dimples. I don't know if you can see well. So I want to try and grow them myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the tomato right down the middle. And you should never cut towards yourself. I am a hypocrite. Do as I say, not as I do. So you'll see the inside of the tomato with the seeds and the pulp. I'm just going to squeeze and scrape the rest. There's still a few on the inside. I'm just going to scrape the rest. And since I love tomatoes, nothing goes to waste. Yep. So I've got a little container here. You can see all the seeds and the guts. Let me readjust so you can actually see what's going on here. Alright. So I got all the seeds out of there. So the thing about tomatoes is that they have this pulp that helps inhibit growth. And tomatoes want their seeds to be spread. So they produce this tasty little fruit right here in hopes that an animal will eat it. And the digestive fluids will break down this mucus that is around all the seeds, which enables it to grow. So if an animal eats it and then, releases the seeds in their waste, that's how the genetics of the tomato gets passed around and moved around. Well, unfortunately, if I eat the seeds of the tomato, they're not going to be planted. Let's just be honest. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a ferment process. We are going to remove all these seeds. These tomatoes are so good. I have to grow the seeds. We're going to fill the container with water, and we're going to put a lid on it. And I just got tomato wet. Also, it's okay if you get a little bit of skins in here or a little bit of pulp other than, the seeds and their mucous membranes. This whole process is going to make it so we remove the seeds from everything else. So don't worry about it. The fermenting process will go exactly as it needs to go. The sugars in the tomato will help ferment and act like a stomach acid, in quotation marks, to digest the seed barrier. So I'll be back in a second. I'll show you how much water I add, and I'll give you guys updates. Alright, so now that I've got all the seeds and the mucus, it looks really gross. I'm going to go ahead, add some water. Alright, so this much water should be enough for this amount of seeds. And I'm just going to cap this, and I'm going to burp it every single day. And I am only going... Oh, wait. Well, I had to double check. You have to ferment them anywhere from 1 to 7 days. Okay, but Nate, how do I know how long to ferment my seeds for? Well, I'm going to ferment mine for 3 because it's about 70 degrees in my apartment at all times because I'm very fickle with the heat. But that's besides the point. Don't let me go on a tangent about the heat, please. So the longer you ferment, the higher chance that you get of eating away at the seed itself and rotting the seeds. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you're only fermenting the mucous membrane that's on the seeds. Otherwise, you're going to have a very low germination rate. So I suggest about 3 or 4 days. If you have to do 5 days, you really should raise your temperature. So, anyways, when these are done, I will come back in a few days and show you guys how to separate them from this really gross concoction. You can you know, give it a shake, whatever. They'll settle to the bottom. And I'll show you how I dry them out, and then we can start them together. Thanks for watching my long video. Hope you have a good day. Bye.